My heart nearly stopped the moment I saw dirt falling onto my little Lily's face. There stood Margaret Whitman, the president of our neighborhood HOA, a shovel in hand, towering over my helpless 5-year-old daughter, burying her alive as she gasped for air. Lily's wheelchair lay overturned beside her, her tiny hands trying to shield her face as small rocks and clumps of earth covered her cheeks. She was crying, screaming for me, begging her daddy to save her. My name is Jason Brooks. My wife, Natalie, and I moved to Willow Creek Estates last spring, hoping to find a peaceful home for our family, especially for our daughter, Lily. Born with spinal muscular atrophy, Lily's muscles were weak, but her mind was brilliant, her spirit radiant. She couldn't walk, but she danced with words and laughter. She had a smile that could melt the hardest. Here, at least, that's what we thought. Willow Creek looked perfect on the surface. Wide, clean streets, beautifully kept homes, and a park with adaptive play equipment. But beneath that perfect veneer lurked something ugly, a bitterness wrapped in HOA rules and regulations personified by Margaret Whitman. She was the self-declared queen of the neighborhood, clipboard always in hand, smile rarely reaching her eyes. The first encounter came on our moving day. I was carrying Lily from our van when Margaret marched up, perfect blonde bob and sharp blazer, her pen tapping against her clipboard. "Welcome to Willow Creek," she said, all sugary condescension. "I'm Margaret Whitman, HOA president. I noticed your moving truck is partially on the grass. That's a violation of Section 14, Paragraph 3. I nodded politely, holding Lily close. "We'll move it right away. I just need to get my daughter inside first." Her eyes narrowed as they flicked down to Lily. "What's wrong with her?" she asked bluntly. Natalie stepped forward, her physician's instinct kicking in. "Our daughter has spinal muscular atrophy. It affects her muscle strength but not her mind or spirit." "Well," Margaret sniffed, tapping her pen once more. "We'll need to approve any changes you plan to make to your property. External modifications must align with our community standards." From that moment, Margaret's campaign against our family began. Over the next 3 months, she sent 17 violation notices. The wheelchair ramp we installed? Aesthetic violation. The widened path so Lily could access the garden? Unapproved landscaping. The swing we hung in the backyard, specially designed for Lily's safety? Unauthorized structure. Each time, I responded with calm explanations, citing the Americans with Disabilities Act, our right to reasonable accommodations. Each time, Margaret found another rule, another way to try and push us out. What Margaret didn't know was that I wasn't just a patient father. I was a former FBI agent, my expertise in domestic threat assessment. I'd faced terrorists and hardened criminals. But nothing prepared me for the threat that came from my own neighbor. Natalie worried. "One day, she's going to cross a line even you can't ignore," she warned. I kissed her forehead and promised she's not going to get to us. Lily deserves to feel safe here. Lily was our miracle child. Doctors had warned us her life might be short, but at 5, she was thriving against the odds. She loved the outdoors, talking to the flowers and chasing butterflies from her chair. She had a little corner of the garden where we planted her favorite blooms: lavender, daisies, milkweed for the monarchs. One Saturday in midsummer, Natalie was at the hospital for her shift in pediatric neurology. I was home preparing lunch, keeping an eye on Lily through the kitchen window as she played among her flowers. My phone buzzed, a confidential call about a case. I stepped into the hallway, away from the window, for just 4 minutes. When I returned, Lily was gone. The gate was locked from the inside. Her wheelchair was tipped over near the garden bed. Panic surged through me, but my training took over. Scan. Assess. Move. Then I saw the disturbed earth, a flash of pink beneath the soil Lily's shirt. I dropped to my knees, digging with my bare hands, calling her name, fear shredding my voice. When I uncovered her face, her eyes were wide with terror, her tiny mouth choking on soil. I cleared her airways, lifting her from the shallow grave as she coughed up dirt, tears streaming down her cheeks. "Daddy," she sobbed. "The angry garden lady said my flowers were wrong." My heart froze. "What garden lady, sweetheart?" "Miss Margaret," Lily whispered. "She said my plants broke the rules. When I told her you said I could have them, she got mad. She pushed my chair over and started putting dirt on me." Cold, blinding rage replaced my terror. I called Natalie, who rushed home, then I made another call to the FBI field office. "I need a team here, and call local law enforcement. Someone just tried to kill my daughter." Within the hour, my home was swarmed by agents and officers. Forensic teams collected soil samples from Lily's hair, clothes, and lungs. Our security cameras had captured everything: Margaret entering the yard, arguing with Lily, then shoving her wheelchair over and burying my daughter with soil from the garden bed. The footage showed Margaret standing over Lily for nearly a minute, watching her struggle before calmly brushing dirt from her designer pants and walking away. The police arrested Margaret while she was hosting her latest HOA committee meeting. The handcuffs clinked as they led her past her shocked allies. "This is absurd," she shrieked. "I was simply addressing a landscaping violation. That child shouldn't even be here." Standing just behind the officers, I finally revealed my FBI badge to the neighborhood. The gasps were audible. "You buried a 5-year-old disabled child alive because you didn't like her flowers," I said, my voice steady despite the fury behind it. "And you never once thought to check who her father was." The media storm was immediate. HOA president arrested for attempted murder of disabled child dominated the headlines. Our quiet suburb became the epicenter of a national conversation about ableism, power abuse, and discrimination against disabled families. The evidence was overwhelming. Soil under Margaret's nails matched the specific fertilizer blend we used. Security footage proved intent. Medical reports confirmed soil aspiration in Lily's lungs. Margaret's weak defense that she had been removing unauthorized plants and didn't see Lily crumbled when prosecutors played the unedited footage in court. The jury deliberated for just 2 hours. Guilty on all charges: attempted murder, aggravated assault on a disabled person, and civil rights violations. The judge sentenced her to 27 years. "You used your position of authority to target and nearly kill a vulnerable child," he said. "This court finds your actions beyond reprehensible." As they led Margaret away, she spat, "My property values. My daughter's life." I cut her off. The aftermath reshaped everything. Investigators uncovered years of financial mismanagement within the HOA. It dissolved shortly after Margaret's conviction. Neighbors who had once sided with Margaret approached us with apologies and offers of support. Lily spent several days in the hospital recovering physically. The emotional healing took longer. She had nightmares for weeks, dirt choking her dreams. Therapy helped. Play therapy, art therapy, and more than anything, love. We considered moving, but Lily was the one who convinced us to stay. "The mean dirt lady is gone," she said wisely. "I still like my flowers. And now I have friends here." The children who had once kept their distance because of whispered rumors now played regularly with Lily. Their parents, seeking to right their silence, organized a new community garden, this time with raised beds, fully accessible. Our story rippled outward. Legislators drafted what they called Lily's Law, strengthening protections for disabled individuals in housing communities. Natalie was invited to speak at conferences about advocacy for families with disabilities. I transferred from field operations to the FBI's Civil Rights Division. 1 year later, for Lily's 6th birthday, we built her the garden she'd always dreamed of. Wide, smooth paths, butterfly-attracting blooms, raised beds so her chair could slide easily between the rows. On the first day of spring, Lily led her friends through it, teaching them how to spot monarch eggs on the milkweed leaves. Sometimes Lily told a curious younger child, "Bad people do bad things. But then good people help and you get stronger." That night, as I tucked her into bed, Lily looked up at me, her big eyes serious. "Daddy, will the dirt lady ever come back?" I held her small hand. "No, sweetheart. She's somewhere she can't hurt anyone now. And even if she wasn't, I'll always protect you. That's what daddies do." She nodded. "Because you're not just any daddy. You're my superhero daddy with a real badge." I smiled. "The badge doesn't make me a hero, Lily. Loving you does." Outside her window, I watched the neighborhood that had once tried to break us. Margaret's old house now belonged to a family whose son used leg braces, something she would have fought bitterly to keep out. The park was filled with kids of all abilities playing together. Sometimes justice isn't just about punishment. It's about transformation. Margaret's cruelty had failed to destroy Lily. Instead, it built a stronger, kinder community, a place where children like Lily could thrive. 2 years later, Lily started first grade, wheeling herself confidently into her classroom, waving to the friends she'd made. Fierce pride swelled inside me. I would never forget the terror of finding my daughter buried in the dirt, but I would also never forget her strength. People call me a hero for what happened. But the true hero is Lily, a little girl who survived hatred and found the courage to plant beauty where someone once tried to bury her. Like seeds, the human spirit rises from the darkness, reaching for the light. And Lily's light shines brighter than any I've ever known.